Hi Cancer, welcome to your 2017 horoscope for the year. Now, 2017 does have a very nest building quality to it, and this is due to the combined influence of growth in the home and the need to organise your very busy work schedule. This is a year when you have to grow up very quickly if you're usually a bit of a hedonist. Friends, though, will try very hard to tempt you away and might succeed at first. However, as the year progresses, it will be increasingly difficult to amputate that pen, paintbrush, hammer, wet wipe or keyboard from your hand. You will also feel yourself pulled towards older, wiser guides who will help steer you away from the destabilizing Lilith forbidden fruit. There's quite a bit of inner work eclipse energy for you this year, which examines your self-worth, ethics, morals, and shameful feelings. This adds to the need for you to take responsibility for your life directions and any wrong turns. In 2017, you might have to look truthfully at addictions and the health problems that arise from them. This year is about getting your house in order, both literally and symbolically. Your body is your temple and may be due for a detox. Unplugging from cyberspace and sleeping on the earth would be good. One of the biggest influences of the year may be an older mentor who really helps you advance in your career. You will need to be fit and on the ball while they put you through your paces and pile on the challenges. As a result, your health improves and you have to go to bed at a decent hour. This mentor boss figure becomes quite a grounding influence as you learn to pace yourself and get organized. You will enjoy the sanctuary of your home this year as you have been able to make it much more comfortable and visually pleasing also. So now let's look at the influences of Jupiter and Saturn, the two main outer planets on your chart. So the first one is Jupiter in Libra, which will run from January the 1st to October the 11th. So with this, if there ever was a time to buy a house, then this is it. Generous Jupiter should grant you the mother of all accommodation. Property investment is classic behavior at this time, but it's not all about building Trump towers. A fantastic sense of pleasure is felt just by being at home with your family. Your clan base is enriched in every way and you will want to spend as much time as possible in it. If there has been problems on the domestic front, then they are much easily smoothed out during this blessed time. Relationships with your parents also fall under Jupiter's charm, so bad ones can be patched up to a certain extent and good ones just become super generous and loving. Parents might offer to finance buying your first home or help in some way, like with decoration or building work. Otherwise, there is a wonderful sense of feeling rooted and content even if you don't own your own home. Feathering your nest in other ways is achieved by making your room aesthetically pleasing. So buying flowers, crystals, soft furnishings, and works of art help you feel relaxed and content in your environment. You are creating a sacred space, your urban or suburban temple. The surrounding land gives you immense pleasure too, whether it is by walking in the countryside or spending time making your garden beautiful. Saturn this year is still in your house, your 6th solar house, and it's in Sagittarius still as well. And this will last from January the 1st to December the 20th of 2017. So it's plough the field time. Prepare to put some welly into this period as Saturn cracks the whip in your house of daily grind and routines. This period can be hard to manage in terms of energy consumption. You need to be sowing seeds for your future, but at the same time, you cannot afford to suffer from burnout. This can be very easily a time when you become a workaholic, which will be just fine as long as you don't try to burn the candle at both ends also. If work must be your total focus, then put 100% into it, and this area of your life only. Any other distracting or draining relationships must be put aside, since doing both will give you extra stress and could make you ill. Remember, this is also your health zone too, so Saturn will test your immune system and strength of constitution. As you go through this period, you might find you come down with more colds and flu than usual. If this happens, do not try to work over it, and make sure you get the rest that Dr. Saturn prescribes. The worst thing you can do at this time is run yourself ragged trying to be everything to everyone. Focus on the ground below your feet and plant as many seeds as you can while the soil is fertile. That way you can reap as much harvest as possible when Saturn crosses above the horizon of your chart into the next sign. Learning to organize yourself is vital. Time management and keeping to schedule will help you feel less stressed. When things get overwhelmingly busy, sticking to your timetable will help avoid the temptation of working extra hours. You're vulnerable to losing more time to sick days in the long run, so it's really not worth pushing yourself that hard. Conserve energy as much as you can, work slowly, thoroughly, and with care. Respect nature and its cycles during this time of deferred gratification. Your work ethic will feel quite meaningful at this time, like you are part of a set of cogs running the wheels of your community. Saturn asks that you do not work primarily for yourself, but because you want to be of service to your family or to a wider family folk network. So now here's a taster for the year ahead in more detail. So here's January to March. Lilith in Scorpio, January the 1st to February the 11th. Lilith continues to bring the effects of a mini midlife crisis as you try to relive and retrieve lost parts of your carefree and possibly more honest youth. We cannot help but crave to be more authentic, so we tend to reach back to a simpler, more authentic time. Maybe before we modified our behaviour in order to conform to the demands of adult life. After February the 12th, Lilith through your service zone can be difficult in the house of master and servant, since Lilith has great difficulty playing the submissive and subservient. Knuckling down to chores and service with a smile is not wild Lilith's bag at all. Mars in Aries from January the 28th to March the 10th. This is an extremely powerful position for ambitious Mars. It loves to be in this most status-seeking zone and will do all it can to launch you higher in your profession. This position might be quite hard to temper if you are on the bombastic side with your dealings. You will certainly not be very tolerant of anyone else's authority over you. This means you will not hold back from telling them where to go if they insist on putting obstacles in the way of your career goals. If you need a jetpack to reach the targets, however, then this is it. You might offend a few people due to your ruthlessness, but right now you will do whatever it takes. Being annoyingly self-confident is one thing though, just try not to injure anyone in your stampede to the top. The lunar eclipse in Leo is on February the 11th. So for you, your self-worth is called into question by a crisis that hits your partner's bank balance, or there is a sudden demand for debt owed. You have to ask yourself, are you feeling insecure because your perceived value relies so much on the material success of another? This can emphasize the parasitical relationship between banker and borrower, or the addict and its drug pusher. This lunar eclipse will hit you hard in the pocket if you rely too much on the generosity of others. If you have lost out financially, then the lunar eclipse's message is that you have not invested enough in your own self-esteem. We feel good about ourselves when we have worked hard on our usefulness in the world. This does not mean we have to be earning big bucks. Our worth can be bringing up children with patience and kindness. Well, I hope you enjoyed that forecast. If you would like to download the full year ahead on PDF, do come down to dartstarastrology.com. That's my website. And there's also free monthly horoscopes, the full moon and the new moon every month as well. All the best then. Bye-bye.